channel. Very good afternoon to you wherever you are on the globe, especially on the continent of Africa. Oh yes, Africa is bubbling. Hot afternoon, my brothers in Nigeria. My goodness, a lot is taking place in Nigeria right now regarding the Super Eagles of Nigeria stranded in Libya since yesterday. Dear friends, well, you are in Europe, you are in America, Canada, Australia, or right here in Southeast Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, you are highly welcome to this hot afternoon special edition dedicated to my fellow Nigerians. Oh yes, because we are delving into the issues of Super Eagles, the NFF, Nigeria Football Federation. What is happening? What is happening? The news around the world regarding Nigeria and Libya is not something to write home about. It is not a good news. I am saddened, I'm heartbroken. The Super Eagles being stranded in Libya since last night until this morning. It is just not a good news. As a matter of fact, this is not just about Nigeria, it is about Africa. I mean, it shouldn't be happening now in Africa. It shouldn't. Nigeria is a big nation. Super Eagles of Nigeria is a big or huge team in Africa. They are one of the superpowers in Africa. And any little news about any player in Nigeria, it goes viral. Nigeria Football Federation should even know better. They should know better. You see, it's a high time we take things serious on that continent of Africa. Nigeria, it's a high time we take things serious. Listen, most of you out there, most of you guys out there, you might not know the full details of what actually is happening. Libya is wrong to act the way they acted. I want to stand here and condemn it totally. Libyans are our own brothers. When they are in crisis, the whole continent of Africa supported them, including Nigeria. Nigeria stood by them. Nigeria stood by Libya, even till tomorrow. We are supposed to recognize each other as brothers on the continent of Africa. Let's not be like, you did this and I want to do this and I want to do it better than you can do. It doesn't make sense. Listen, initially the news we heard was that Super Eagles arrived in Libya, and they were expected to land in a particular city. But then the Libyan authorities diverted their flight to a different place, far from where they were expected to land. Now, in that case, there are many instances where flights are being diverted. It could be due to weather conditions. It could be due to security issues. Flights could be diverted to land in anywhere for security reasons. But if the reason that the Libyan authorities, the reason why they've diverted the flight of the Super Eagles was just to retaliate, it doesn't make sense. Libya. You see, sometimes when things like this happen, then we begin to say, oh, Arabs, their mentality. And it's true, mentality differs. The way you think and reason might be different from the way I think and reason. But this is far beyond reasonable doubt. Super Eagles, seeing them at the airport, 13 hours, no Wi-Fi, no food, nothing, locked up for 13 hours, 24 hours to their game against Libya. Dear friends, you see, before I came on air, I understand that Super Eagles and all officials are boarding the flight back to Nigeria. The players have decided not to play the game. They've made up their mind to go back to Nigeria. Even their international teams, their clubs around Europe, almost 99% of the players in Super Eagles camp are foreign based. Their clubs are getting worried. And so the players are now going back. Thank God for the flight arrangements, and as we speak, the players are going back. But you see, one journalist from Ghana, a renowned football journalist, sports journalist, yes, Gary L. Smith, most of you guys know him, Gary L. Smith, contacted a Libyan journalist, a Libyan football or sports journalist, and this is his conclusion. He said, an eye for an eye, an eye for an eye, an eye for an eye. Assuming Nigeria did what you said they did, they weren't punished because Libya couldn't prove anything. What Libya is doing now is playing in the full glare of the whole world. This is not the 1980s, sir. In response to the Libyan journalist that wrote to him on X, this is what the Libyan journalist by name Muha El Gadamsi. He wrote to Gary L. Smith on X that I'm giving you the news, not making the news, mate. I am giving you the news, not making the news, mate, means that he's not trying to, make the news up. Nigeria is getting back what they did to the Libyan team. Nigeria is getting back what they did to the Libyan team. In the time, Ghana landed safely yesterday in Benghazi. Oh yes, the Black Stars of Ghana landed yesterday in Benghazi because they'll be playing their game tomorrow against, I think, Niger, right? Who don't have a proper stadium, FIFA or CAF certified stadium. So they chose to play their game in Libya. If my memory serves me right, I think I need to check my records well again. Now, the Ghanaian contingent landed yesterday successfully in Benghazi. The Super Eagles of Nigeria that are supposed to play the Libyans could not land successfully. So the journalist here is reporting that the Ghana landed safely yesterday in Benghazi. You can check with anyone about the hospitality and a good spirit. You can check with anyone about the hospitality and the good spirit. An eye for an eye, big boss. The journalist is telling Gary L. Smith that an eye for an eye, big boss. Because the Ghanaian contingent landed successfully in Benghazi. So why didn't the Libyans offer the same kind of hospitality to the Nigerians? Ladies and gentlemen, this is where this picture now came up, as you can see on your screen. That when the Libyans came to Nigeria to play the first leg, there were issues. There were issues with the Nigerian authorities. The game was supposed to be played in Uyo. I first of all received one report that stated that the Libyans were made to land in Lagos. Another report is stating that not in Lagos, but rather they landed in where? Is it Warri or another state? Another state is, ladies and gentlemen, Ghana is playing against Sudan in Libya. Yes, not Niger. Ghana is playing against Sudan. Let me correct that record. Please forgive me. The Black Stars of Ghana are in Libya ahead of the AFCON qualifier against Sudan. Yes, they are playing against Sudan in Libya, not Niger. Please forgive me for that loss of memory. Yeah. Now, it is very clear from what we are hearing all over the world, it's going very viral, that the Nigerians will not afford the Libyans the necessary hospitality when they came to Nigeria fortnight ago. Most of the Super Eagles players were not aware. Most of the Nigerians in Nigeria and outside Nigeria were not aware that the Libyans came to Nigeria and the NFF could not make the necessary arrangement for their landing properly, as FIFA stipulates. They were not offered that hospitality. So the Libyan, they see it like a retaliation. You see, Super Eagles of Nigeria, the captain, William Trust Ekong, put a statement out on X. Hours in an abandoned airport in Libya after our plane was diverted while descending. Libyan government rescinded our approved landing in Benghazi with no reason. The same Benghazi that the Ghana Black Stars landed. They've locked the airport gates and left us without phone connection, food or drink, all to play mind games. Now, the statement is so long, I will not go into the full statement. But it is just to re-emphasize on a point I raised earlier. It is very sad. It is. Victor Boniface tweeted or put on X, "This is getting scary now. You guys can have the points. We just want to return to our country. This is getting scary now. You guys can have the 3 points. We just want to return to our country." From Victor Boniface. You see, NFF, Nigerian Football Federation, they need to come out and with a better statement from the first statement they issued. They need to tell the truth. While the Libyan FA also need to come up and tell their own side of the story. These are issues that CAF need to put the real facts out there for everybody to see. Libyans, I would say it is totally wrong, 100%, for them to retaliate the way they retaliated. They have every opportunity to report their case to FIFA. If they deem it fit, or if they see it that the Nigerians did not treat them well when they arrived, they cannot take the loss into their own hands. This is international football, for Christ's sake. They should have reported the matter to FIFA or CAF. Or is it that they reported it but CAF did not act on it? Is it that they reported it? Because I cannot sit here and just assume that they did not make any report to FIFA or CAF. So I'm asking, have they reported it to FIFA and CAF, and both international organizations that are heading football around the world did not act on it? Is that the reason why they chose to act on their own? An eye for an eye. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad, I'm excited that the players are boarding the flight back to Nigeria as we speak. But I see, the reality of the matter is that that game will still be played. So whether you delay it, you did not play it today, you want to play it, you're going to be playing it tomorrow. At the end of the day, that game will be played. These 3 points will not be awarded to Libya. That game will be played. Worst case scenario, one of the teams could be banned temporarily. Which that, I don't see that happening. This game will be played. NFF are now making arrangement for the team to return. They have made that arrangement and the team are now on board the flight returning to Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the Nigerian Stars. And like I told you, the Libyans, they also have a point. They have pictures to show when they were stranded in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, the Super Eagles of Nigeria are on board returning to Nigeria. They are not going to be playing a game tomorrow against the Libyans. It is what it is. Now, let's get to our main issue for the night or for the afternoon. Depends on where you are. Yeah. You see, in my earlier submission on this channel, Salon's blog, I brought up an issue and I asked a simple question about certain coaches around the world. I mean, top-notch coaches, including Chelsea legend Jose Mourinho. Oh yes. And I asked, based on these records, which of these records are hard to break? Which of these records of these coaches that I'm about to mention again are hard to break? There are some records that you can easily break, right? Yeah. I made mention of Sir Alex Ferguson, 13 Premier League titles. Pep Guardiola, 4 Premier League titles. 3 in a row. Jose Mourinho, 9-year home unbeaten runs. Coach Ancelotti of Real Madrid, 5 UEFA Champions League titles and most UEFA Champions League game wins. Zinedine Zidane, 3 consecutive Champions League wins consecutively. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to give my take on the matter. Oh yes, Sir Alex Ferguson, 13 Premier League titles. Let me start from there. You see, the truth remains, in the time or in the years of Sir Alex Ferguson, not many teams were dominating with the world football like today. That's number one point. You can argue that, oh, there were great players and that time it was this. Yes. But even in England, we know the history of football. Number 2, 13 Premier League titles. Yes, he achieved it because he was given enough time. He was given enough time. Sir Alex Ferguson did not just come into the Premier League, taking over Manchester United and start winning straight away. No. He had 2-3 seasons. As a matter of fact, in his first, second, third seasons, it was as if nothing good was going to come out of it. And hey, remember, Sir Alex is not a British. I mean, he's not an English, he's a Scottish. He's not an English, he's a Scottish. But he's a British. Yeah. Oh yeah. I will not go into that much. He is not an English, he is a Scottish, but he is a British. He was given enough time to build a team that suits him. So when he started winning, it continued. 13 Premier League titles. He had enough time to build a team that he wanted. He was being supported and he won it as he wanted to. 13 Premier League titles. Pep Guardiola. When Pep Guardiola came to Manchester City, number 1 point, he was given the freedom, the liberty, the right to reject the players that were in the squad that he did not like. Big name players, big name. Colin Toure, Yaya Toure, they were all there. Pep Guardiola, Aguero, they were all in that squad. Pep Guardiola found a way out to get rid of all these players. He began to sign his own players. He was given enough time. First season, second season. In fact, into the third season, in today's Premier League, which coach will be given up to 3 seasons? It is only Jurgen Klopp of Liverpool that had that liberty. Then when he started to win, he won the Premier League consecutively. That's Pep Guardiola. Now, 3. Jose Mourinho, 9-year home unbeaten run. Should I put that by the side? Porto, FC Porto, Jose Mourinho went there as a coach who was not actually a coach from Barcelona. Oh yes. At the time that Jose Mourinho was in Barcelona as an assistant, is his second or third assistant coach, Pep was still playing football in Barcelona. And Jose left Barcelona, went straight to Porto, FC Porto. A team that was unknown took them on, unbeaten run, and even won the Champions League with FC Porto in Portugal. He moved to Chelsea, 204-205, unbeaten run. He left Chelsea, went to Inter Milan, unbeaten runs. Ladies and gentlemen, after winning with Inter Milan, Real Madrid, another unbeaten run. You see, 9 years unbeaten home runs. Home, we are talking about home, not away games for Jose Mourinho. FC Porto, Chelsea, Inter Milan, Real Madrid, and even back to Chelsea. 9 years unbeaten runs at home. Ancelotti, 5 UEFA Champions League titles. Not an easy feat. No. But remember, he did not win it consecutively. Right? Yes. And not just in Real Madrid, AC Milan as well, I believe. If my memory serves me right. But at 5, the highest, in the history of the Champions League, no coach ever won it 5 times. No coach ever won the Champions League 5 times. Then we have Zinedine Zidane. After retirement, he now took over. In fact, I think it was the first spell of Ancelotti with Real Madrid. After he left, is it Ancelotti? Who was there? Or was Jose Mourinho? Then he took over. No, it was Jose Mourinho. Yes, Jose Mourinho's team. Jose Mourinho built a team. Cristiano Ronaldo, Modric. Is it Modric? Modric. Yes, not Modric. Modric. Jose Mourinho had the core base of the players there. He built a team. He only came and psyched them. And they see him like a maestro, superstar, someone that they can look up to. The motivation is there. The inspiration is there. They began to win 3 consecutively. Zinedine Zidane with Real Madrid. Looking at all these 5, dear friends, who do you think, with all this explanation that I've given, my take, not because Jose Mourinho is Chelsea coach, Chelsea legend, but trust me, who can take the Premier League right now and go home game unbeaten in the Premier League? Which coach? Even Pep could not. Home game in the Premier League alone for 1 season, unbeaten throughout the season. In the Premier League today, no coach. No coach, no single coach. If you have any idea, you let me know in the comment section. Dear friends, let me end it here. I'll see you guys in the next one you see me. Shalom and peace.